The spiritual history of man reveals two distinct and fundamental attitudes towards the unseen, and two methods whereby he has sought to get in touch with it. For our present purpose, I will call these methods the way of magic and the way of mysticism. Having said this, we must at once add that although in their extreme forms these methods are sharply contrasted, their frontiers are far from being clearly defined, that, starting from the same point, they often confuse the inquirer by using the same language, instruments, and methods. Hence, much which is really magic is loosely and popularly described as mysticism. They represent, as a matter of fact, the opposite poles of the same thing, the transcendental consciousness of humanity. Between them lie the great religions, which might be described under this metaphor as representing the ordinarily habitable regions of that consciousness. Thus, at one end of the scale, pure mysticism shades off into religion, from some points of view seems to grow out of it. No deeply religious man is without a touch of mysticism, and no mystic can be other than religious, in the psychological if not in the theological sense of the word. At the other end of the scale, as we shall see later, religion no less surely shades off into magic. The fundamental difference between the two is this: magic wants to get, mysticism wants to give. Immortal and antagonistic attitudes, which turn up under one disguise or another in every age of thought. Both magic and mysticism, in their full development, bring the whole mental machinery, conscious and unconscious, to bear on their undertaking. Both claim that they give their initiates powers unknown to ordinary men. But the centre round which that machinery is grouped, the reasons of that undertaking, and the reasons to which those powers are applied differ enormously. In mysticism, the will is united with the emotions in an impassioned desire to transcend the sense world, in order that the self may be joined by love to the one eternal and ultimate object of love, whose existence is intuitively perceived by that which we used to call the soul, but now finds it easier to refer to as the cosmic or transcendental sense. This is the poetic and religious temperament acting upon the plane of reality. In magic, the will unites with the intellect in an impassioned desire for supersensible knowledge. This is the intellectual, aggressive, and scientific temperament trying to extend its field of consciousness until it includes the supersensual world, obviously the antithesis of mysticism, though often adopting its title and style.